All right, are you trying to get your mental headspace together for your baby to make this transition to solid foods? I'm gonna help you get mentally prepared to start baby-led weaning. Hi, I'm Katie Ferraro. I'm a registered dietitian specializing in baby-led weaning. I'm a mom of 7, and like a lot of you, I was freaked out when it came time to start solid foods with all my babies, okay? It doesn't matter how many times you've done this can be a scary thing. So, first tip for getting ready mentally is to address your fears head on. What is the number one thing that you are scared about when it comes to starting solid foods? Drop it in the comments. I bet you're gonna be surprised. There's a lot of other people who feel exactly the same way as you. Some parents don't wanna do solid foods because they don't wanna admit their baby's getting older. Okay, oh my gosh, my baby's been dependent on me for breast milk for the last 6 months. Or I don't know how to make the different foods for the baby and that scares me. Or I'm scared about choking. Or how do you know the difference between gagging or choking? Or what if my baby has an allergic reaction? Acknowledge that there are some things that you are scared about, okay? I have another video that you might wanna check out called 5 Scary Things About Baby-Led Weaning that might help you see the fears and realize, they're really not that scary because here's how I can get over those fears. My next tip for getting mentally prepared is to educate yourself, right? Education is key. If you've never fed a baby before, then you should learn some things about feeding a baby. First and foremost, I would suggest that you take an infant refresher CPR course. I know you all took CPR back before your baby was born, but that was more than 6 months ago. And I don't know about you, I can't remember what I had for breakfast today, let alone the particulars of a CPR class that I took 6 months ago. There's an online CPR course that I take each quarter for my own work. I recommend it to parents. It's linked up where you're watching this video. There's also a discount code there. I'm an affiliate for this program. I think it's a fabulous way to get your CPR skills up to speed because here's the deal. There's no higher risk of choking with baby-led weaning compared to conventional spoon feeding, provided that the parents are educated about reducing choking risk. And if your baby has a choking incident, it's a very rare but real risk, you gotta know CPR so you know what to do. So get those CPR skills up to snuff. I'd also suggest you educate yourself by reading and learning about baby-led weaning. Gill Rapley is the pioneer of baby-led weaning. She co-wrote the original baby-led weaning book. I think it's very important to read that. Make sure you're reading the 10th anniversary updated version. I'll link it in the description as well to learn about the baby-led weaning philosophy and what it is and why it's preferable and more developmentally appropriate than force feeding by spoon. Then another thing you can do to learn how to do baby-led weaning is to take a workshop. I teach a free online workshop called BabyLed Weaning for Beginners. It's a 1-hour video training where I walk you through exactly what it looks like and what you can expect so that there's no surprises when your baby starts out. You can sign up for this week's workshop times at babyledweaning.co or check out the registration page, which is in the video description as well. Next way you can get prepared is to anticipate the roadblocks that you may encounter. Please know that at the beginning of baby-led weaning, it's very, very slow. Okay, your baby's not gonna eat all the foods that you put out there. And that's typical, that's expected. Please know that how much your baby eats is not important. You're gonna feel stressed like, oh my gosh, my baby's not eating enough, they're not getting enough. I gotta finish off the meal with a pouch or shove something else in their mouth that I know they like. No, you don't. That's not your job. Breast milk or formula will still continue to provide the majority of your baby's nutrition early on in feeding. I also want you to know that practice makes progress. Try not to skip days when it comes to starting solid foods. When your baby is 6 and 7 months of age and you're just starting out, try to offer solid foods 1 to 2 times a day. Most babies can sit in the high chair for 15 to 20 minutes at a time. If you can fit it in, try to do some open cup practice after the foods, but don't stress yourself out knowing that your baby needs lots of practice to learn how to eat. Now, my next tip for you is don't give up, okay? A lot of times I remember with my own quadruplets when we were doing baby-led weaning, all babies are different. And I was trying solids with 4 babies at one time. And for the first 6 weeks of baby-led weaning, my son Henry kept his head down on the table and did not want to participate in foods. All the other babies were picking up the food and eventually getting the hang of it. And then one day he picked his head up and he started participating. Okay, remember that all babies are different. Your baby will do things when they're ready, but they're only going to be able to get better at eating if you are making lots of different types of foods and offering it to them in a way that is safe. I suggest doing 5 new foods a week, 1 new food a day. It's perfectly safe. I teach a 5-step feeding framework where we pull 5 foods from my 100 First Foods list. I teach you more about that in the Baby-Led Weaning for Beginners workshop. You can sign up if you want to learn more about how to get those foods onto your baby's plate. But I know that your baby is going to do well with self-feeding, but you have to be patient, acknowledging that it takes a lot of time. You've got a 6-month window here from 6 to 12 months of age to help your baby make this transition. You start out when they're 6 months of age getting most of their nutrition from breast milk or formula. You're going to end up when they're 12 months of age where they're getting most of their nutrition from food, but they don't magically wake up on their first birthday and know how to eat 100 foods. You've got to use this period as a practice period, but I know you can do it. Hang in there.